A retiree I recently met with had a huge tax surprise, and not the good kind. He thought he was doing everything right, but one tiny mistake pushed him into a higher tax bracket, costing him thousands in unnecessary taxes. And the truth is, there's only one number that can completely change how you should withdraw money in retirement, and most retirees have no idea what that is. As a certified financial planner, I've helped hundreds of retirees carefully structure their income to avoid costly mistakes. My clients often tell me they wish they had this information sooner. And today, I'm going to do just that, share with you exactly the magic number that you should plan around and how you should strategically use it for your benefit. Before we reveal that magic number, I'll quickly clarify how it's calculated, or it won't mean anything yet, and that's taxable income. A lot of retirees confuse taxable income with total withdrawals, but they're not the same. Taxable income is simply what's left after you subtract your deductions from your total gross income. And why is understanding taxable income crucial? Because many retirees today have saved in multiple types of accounts, including traditional IRAs, Roth accounts, and taxable investments. And each provides unique ways to minimize taxes, but only if you use them strategically. So, the most important income number retirees should plan around in 2025 is $97,000 if you're married filing jointly, and $48,500 if you're single. This is a critical threshold because it marks the boundary between the 12% and 22% federal income tax brackets. Cross this line even slightly, and suddenly additional income is taxed at nearly double the rate. But there's another reason that staying under this number matters. It means that your long term capital gains from a taxable account are potentially taxed at an incredibly attractive 0% rate. Yes, tax free. So, going over this taxable income threshold, now those same gains will face a tax rate of 15% or even more. Think of this threshold like the tipping point of a seesaw. Keeping below this amount keeps you balanced comfortably, but even a slight push can tip you over into an uncomfortable situation. Now, as I mentioned, many retirees have access to these three types of accounts: pre-tax retirement accounts like traditional IRAs and 401ks, Roth accounts, and taxable brokerage or investment accounts. And the truth is, most retirees I've dealt with haven't strategically leveraged them. And that's unfortunate because each type of account provides different tax benefits when used correctly. So think of it like these three accounts as of three main tools in your toolbox: a hammer, a screwdriver, and a wrench. Each is perfect for a different job, but when you're using a hammer to when you need a screwdriver, it kind of creates some problems. And your retirement accounts work similarly. So, how do you leverage these accounts to minimize your taxes if your taxable income is below $97,000 as a couple or $48,500 if you're single? First, you can comfortably withdraw income from your pre tax accounts like your traditional IRAs or 401ks because when you withdraw from these buckets, they'll be taxed at the lower 12% income tax bracket, keeping you also from being taxed at a rate as high as 15% or more on capital gains. Second, being under this line provides the perfect opportunity to do Roth conversions, strategically moving money from this pre-tax retirement account as an IRA or 401k into a Roth account at this lower tax cost. And this can dramatically reduce your lifetime taxes. Now, this strategy can get complex and is often misunderstood, so make sure you subscribe to the channel for additional walkthroughs on this great tax saving strategy. So, for example, a couple I work with, let's call them Bob and Linda, they do exactly this on a regular basis. Last year, in 2024, we carefully kept their taxable income under $97,000, and this allowed them to convert $20,000 from their traditional IRA into a Roth IRA, paying just the 12% on taxes instead of the next bracket of 22%. And this includes the fact that they were able to sell appreciated stocks in their taxable account to afford their family vacation, paying zero taxes on it. So sometimes staying under $97,000 of taxable income isn't realistic, and your lifestyle demands might naturally push your taxable income higher. And that's incredibly okay, but you need to approach it with the right mindset and how you do these withdrawals strategically. So at this point, withdrawing additional money from pre-tax accounts, the IRA, the 401k, again, as I've said, can be costly because you've suddenly basically doubled your tax rate from 12 to 22%, and it's painful. Nobody wants to know that their taxes are taxed at double the rate. So instead, I suggest withdrawing from these taxable accounts like your brokerage account, where the long-term capital gains may not be taxed at 0% anymore, but they will be taxed at 15%, which you and I can agree is more attractive than the 22% from an IRA. That rate can even be lower, potentially zero, depending on your situation, if you strategically harvest capital losses to offset those gains. Now, that client I mentioned at the beginning, let's call him Rob, made the mistake of withdrawing heavily from his IRA to afford a new car last year, as well as some other large expenses, unknowingly bumping his tax bracket dramatically. So, after reviewing his situation, my recommendation was not only to strategically withdraw from his nest egg, right, not so much from the IRA, but also so he actually withholds taxes from his withdrawals, which will do for him, so he doesn't have a big fat tax bill to surprise him come tax season. Such a simple change can save my clients even thousands of taxes in just 1 year. So let's not forget Roth accounts, the third type of account in retirement. This Roth money is your tax free treasure chest. Every dollar growing inside of it is tax free and is withdrawn tax free. So here's the best way to think about your Roth account: it's like your secret weapon in retirement planning. You don't necessarily want to withdraw from your Roth accounts early or even regularly. Instead, we like to see our clients using Roth IRA withdrawals as their safety net, which is perfectly suited for large, unexpected, or even planned one time expenses. This applies to things like a new car, home repairs, or even helping family members and unexpected medical bills. These are the moments when financial peace of mind really matters. So, using your Roth account strategically here means you not only avoid taxes, but stress. So, imagine this: whether you plan to or not, let's say that you find out you need to replace your roof, which can easily cost tens of thousands of dollars. If you take it all from your IRA, that withdrawal jumps you up into the next tax bracket, causing, well, thousands more in additional taxes. But if you've reserved your Roth IRA for this occasion, instead it saves you thousands in taxes, dodging the insult to injury. So think of this Roth account like the emergency door on an airplane. You don't use it unless there's a real need, but when you need it, you're grateful that it's there for the time that it's needed. Now, the most successful retirees I work with aren't rigid about taxes, they're flexible. When life changes, they carefully pivot between account types to minimize these tax hits. There's a balance to strike. Understanding this taxable income number is critical, but let me warn you that obsessing over it is dangerous. I've seen retirees become so fixated on avoiding taxes that they inadvertently limit their lifestyle, which frankly can be really sad in hindsight. The real goal of smart tax planning is to not let the IRS dictate every decision or letting the tax tail wag the dog, as they say. I like to think of it like watching your diet. Knowing how many calories you're trying to target in a day is helpful, but obsessing over every calorie throughout the day ruins the enjoyment of eating. The goal is a certain balance. Enjoy your retirement lifestyle first, then optimize your withdrawals around these tax thresholds. So let's quickly recap. First, know your threshold. Again, $97,000 of taxable income if you're married, $48,500 if you're single. This guides your tax strategy significantly. And second, are you below this line? If so, you can comfortably withdraw from pre-tax accounts, maximize Roth conversions, and realize capital gains tax-free. And third, if you're above this line, be cautious about withdrawing from pre-tax accounts. I'm not saying you can't, but be aware that if you shift to taxable accounts with lower capital gains rates and even use strategic tax loss harvesting, your taxes will go way down. And fourth, for Roth accounts, use them sparingly, strategically, and if possible, save them for last. They're really ideal for those big lump sum expenses. Now, if you found this video valuable, hit subscribe. I'll soon release a video dedicated entirely to a retiree's single biggest concern, which is running out of money in retirement. And if you'd like a personalized guidance on your own retirement withdrawal strategy to optimize your taxes, income, and investments, also find the link in the description to apply for a free retirement assessment where I'll go over this together with you to structure your retirement finances so you can worry less and live more. Now, remember, retirement isn't just about making perfect choices every day. It's about making these consistently small decisions over time. Please don't make taxes dictate your life. After all, Uncle Sam doesn't deserve a bigger piece of your retirement pie than necessary. You've worked too hard for it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.